it allows to do more. And the most important part of all automation process is not processes. It's not really shortening the time of the process itself, but decreasing significantly this hands-on time. And to be honest, I'm leading an automation project. I'm automating the bioprocess now, and I completely see how it may work in the lab, in the NGS lab, let's say. And yeah, that's the great thing. It's compact enough, to be honest, to have it on a bench, and the interface looks pretty good as well. So it should be intuitive and user friendly, I assume. And even, buying one cartridge that has it all instead of buying 6-7 different kits and tracing their expiry date, etc. That's more convenient. So I like this idea definitely.
Okay, so I'm gonna summarize the reasons why you think it is potentially a good reason to buy. So one, your main problem is not the overall length of the library prep process itself. It's how much hands-on time you are currently spending manually preparing it. And so this would allow via automation you more time to do other things that are important in the lab. Two, you are currently going through leading an automation process now, and you could see something like this being used in your lab. From a size standpoint, it looks good on the bench. That would work for you. The touchscreen seems intuitive. And lastly, with the kit itself, the cartridge being a single cartridge that can handle everything is good because you don't have to worry about procuring multiple pieces, multiple consumables, reagents, all different expiration dates, that sort of thing. Okay.
The other consideration is to reduce the head count, let's say, because you either are paying to the technician to do the job, or every year, or you can buy this equipment and it does it for you, decreasing also the head count and these expenses as well.
Right.
And this is something that can be, very convincing for the higher management as well.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. So now that we've covered all of the reasons you think it is potentially good to buy, what are the things that you have reservations about, that you are not sure about, that might be negatives?
So first of all, I mentioned whether it's able to generate the sort of protocol that can be used in GMP compliant lab, or good GLP lab, if it's lab, or can it be used at the manufacturing site to control some critical attributes of the product or critical parameters of the process that generates the product. That would be more, that would be better to say. Therefore, what about the kit itself? How expensive it is? If it's way too expensive, that might be a problem in long term. How long these cartridges would be available after end of life of such a product, or whether there will be a replacement for such a product to retain the continuity of the analytical process as well. So this, and also the obvious things as reliability of the system, etc.
Got it. Great. Okay. So you'd want to know what sort of certifications the platform has. You would like it to be GMP ready. You want to know the prices of the kits themselves. It can't be prohibitively expensive, more so than doing it manually. You want to know how long the cartridges themselves last, what's the expiration on those, and also the general robustness and reliability of the instrument itself. Okay. And then I do have some additional information that I can share, I guess now, which would be helpful, about the platform itself. And you can tell me whether this is something that makes you more excited or if it's a deal breaker for you. So as far as the instrument and the kits themselves, the platform, comes with a 1-year warranty. The kits themselves, after purchase, they are warranted for 6 months from the day you receive them. Storage wise, the reagent cartridge would need to be stored at -20. The beads would need to be stored at 4C, the magnetic bead. And the sample deck you could store anywhere at room temperature. And then as far as pricing on the kits, the pricing for the kits would be typically about 20% higher per reaction than for manual reagents on average across the marketplace. And so more specifically, if you want to estimate, for an mRNA-seq kit, that would probably be about $55 per reaction. For DNA, it's going to be 35 to 40 per reaction. And then, since you were talking about, cleaning up your samples before and worrying about the input, the minimum input for mRNA-seq is going to be 10 nanograms. So, and then DNA is currently 50, but that will probably go down with additional testing.
Even 50 is okay because it's something easier to isolate.
Right. And then, you'd of course still need to do your quantification after you've, finished, which of course before you send out. But that is it as far as the kit prices and longevity and warranties. So what are your thoughts there on that?
I think it's sensible and quite reasonable as well. And of course, I would expect that the automated solution and like proprietary solution for cartridges, etc., would cost a bit more, but it's not prohibitively high. So this 20% increase, that's something that, it's something for something. You don't pay that much for more robust process, I'd say, because all the human errors are eliminated completely. And it's still within the affordability range, I'd say.
Got it. And then as far as the CapEx price, the capital expenditure on the instrument itself, what would you expect to pay for that initial one-time cost for the platform?
I'd say the rule of thumb would be like half of the price of the sequencing machine. Therefore, depending on its level, that would be between 30 to 50,000, either pounds or euro or dollars, depending on the market.
Okay. So what if I told you that the system itself would be $38,000 US?
That's pretty okay. That sounds fairly reasonable. Can't say cheap. Pretty cheap, to be honest.
Okay. So then that's good. So then on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to purchase this platform, knowing what you know here? So again, it does 8 samples at a time. It's, I don't want to go through all of the tangibles.
Sure.
but
Sure.